Guys, we're rolling. Episode 102. Hello. Good morning. Been watching old 80s movies. They're old now. Fletch Lives, all these Chevy Chase movies. Caddyshack. Fantastic movies, right? I'm getting kind of tired of the CGI. All CGI is killing me. So I just saw Avatar. The new Avatar 3D was pretty sick. But it's a cartoon. You have to agree it's a cartoon. I mean, that's what's happening. Like Aquaman, you ever seen Aquaman? That shit is fucking, it's a cartoon. But, man, old Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic Park where they use animatronics, that's amazing. It's amazing to do that. And I know it's amazing to do what they're doing with CGI, but there's something about it that it doesn't excite me as much. You know, like it's amazing. We got to agree that it's incredible. I can't do it, but I'm kind of going back in time a little bit. Little black and white spaghetti westerns. It's pretty sweet, right? But I've been doing 80s, 90s. You know, all these great 90s movies that came out are pretty sweet. But there's something about like Rocky, right? We just watched Rocky with Drago. It's a little cheesy, but it's a movie. It's acting, right? They're acting. But I think what things are trying to pass off is real life, which is, of course, the best acting, right? But there's something about the over-the-top actors where it's clearly acting. It's clearly theater. But something about it is better to me. You know, like Jim Carrey is a major over-actor. But it's amazing. I mean, it's like nobody can do what Jim Carrey does. Nobody. You know, take all the goofiness out of it. I mean, that is a lot of talent to be that funny. To be that funny, that animated, such an over actor, and it's incredible. The dude's incredible. You got to give it up to the man. But it is funny how like there are people. I think most people think movies are real, actors are real. Like the guys that play gangsters are really gangsters. Tony Soprano was really a gangster, or James Gandolfini. Nah, he's an actor. A lot of these guys are theater nerds. You know, it's cool that they're able to do that, but they're theater nerds. Look, they're actors. Acting is silly. It's a grown man pretending. It's kind of silly, but it is something that needs to be done, and it is cool when a cool movie comes out. When a bad movie comes out, I've been in a few of them in my time. I've been in bad movies. They're silly. And you're like, holy shit, this is awful. This is ridiculous. Now, you still get paid, still get paid the same. But it's a bad movie. So it is very silly. But I've been listening to old, like Howard Stern shows that are incredible. Not Howard Stern now. He's really lame. But, I mean, of course, he's getting older. He doesn't want to deal with bullshit anymore. But man, old Howard Stern is so good. Old Opie and Anthony, if you're familiar with Opie and Anthony from New York, man, they were good. And that was fun radio. A lot of great comics came out of Opie and Anthony. You know, Louis C.K., Bill Burr, Joe Rogan. All these guys got some good starts on one of my favorites, Patrice O'Neill. Got one of their starts, they got noticed on Opie and Anthony. That's what was cool about it. But there isn't really, man, like remember Loveline on that was pretty cool. That was funny. That was good. When Adam Carolla was on it, that was good. But and then they would kind of musicians would get some shots on there. There's not a lot of radio shows that really give musicians a pop, that really give musicians a big start. I guess, like if those big podcasts had some musicians on and gave them a big pop. I guess, like I did like I'm not listening to podcasts really anymore because they're kind of too serious. Even the comedy ones, they're getting too serious. They're getting too political. And even if I agree politically, it still gets me all fired up, right? It gets me all fired up. And it kind of takes my brain off of my focus, what I need to do in the day. What I need to do in the studio, what I need to do in my jobs, what I need to do to find jobs, right? So it's like, it kind of skews me. So I've been listening to older stuff, watching older stuff, because for one thing, I can't really stand the sissiness that's going on right now. I mean, it is important, I guess, to know what's going on around you. But I do have my theories. My conspiracy brain goes right out the window, man. My conspiracy brain is through the roof. So I'm kind of trying to stay away from that because look, I got family to support. I got family to handle. Got to handle my shit, my pile of bills. You know, like I'm thinking of starting like a the worst podcast ever, where I just talk about my bills. I just go, you know how people get on and they're flexing. You know, like that's what social media is, right? Social media is a flex. You're kind of showing this is what I'm doing. It's so cool. It's so much cooler than what you guys are doing. What I want to do is start like an Instagram where I just show my bills. Here's my coffee. Here's me picking up dog shit. You know, like this is my day to day, right? Here's what I got to deal with my family, right? Here's this phone. I should record these phone calls, you know, with my family. You know, with my family's cool. I got no problem, you know. But of course, there's people in my family that suck ass, man. You know who you are. You know who you are. You're a problem. You know, you're a problem. I should put that on Instagram instead of my flexes. Like, here's me playing in the making a record, which I am making a record. You want to hear some real shit though? So I'm making a record, right? Go Ride's making a record. My voice sucks. You might be able to hear it right now. My voice has gotten so tight and it's gotten overly raspy, in my opinion. Now, guys, I don't smoke. I drink. I get some whiskey. I don't drink as much as you probably think I do. I'm more of a social drinker. But I do like a whiskey here and there, right? But my voice is getting very raspy. Now, I also caught a little cold. I caught a cold for 2 days and knocked that shit out. But that was a while back. So I'm having a voice issue. And I'm going in the studio trying to lay down vocal tracks. And they suck. They're shit. So I have to get back in, but they're shit not necessarily for my phrasing, but because of the quality of my voice. And you might be able to hear it right now. I think I hear it right now. There's no body to my voice. There's a lot of rasp. I got a problem with that, you know? So why I'm saying now I'm going to have a drink of water, but that's bumming me out. You know, it's one of those things. Because we got records to sell. You know, we got records to, we got shows to play. So, but I'm just saying, that's what I should post, is just all the bullshit, everything I suck at. You know, instead of everything that's awesome is what, you know, people post. You know, because it's like, look, good example is I know a lot of you, some of you girls. I know a couple Instagram fame chicks, and really it's all pictures of their ass in bikini, which is cool, right? Fucking gorgeous. God bless you. But you got all these inspirational quotes, but I know you personally, and you're having a hard time. You're not, the inspiration is not going to you personally. You're just putting out these quotes that you read on a bumper sticker or that you saw some other person, all these bullshit inspirational quotes. Instead of taking care of business, you're worrying about those Instagram posts, you know? And I got a little shit for not posting enough today. So I'm posting stuff, but I do enjoy doing these podcasts, so I'm doing these podcasts, you know. So it's silly. Things are silly. I'm finding a lot of hypocrisy and a lot of shit, which kind of bums me out. But I'm choosing to not deal, right? I'm still going about my business. You have to. What are you going to be, a bitch? What are you going to get on Twitter and whine and cry like most of you? You know? No. Go to work. Get shit done. Shut the fuck up. Hang out with your boys. Watch boxing. You know, watch boxing, man. Watch old boxing matches. I've been watching old Muhammad Ali, old Mickey Ward fights. Man, those are fantastic. But it is hard to block out the sissiness, isn't it? right? It's very hard to block it out. If you want to, even if you want to go on Facebook or Instagram, something flashes in your face that kind of gets you fired up, right? I mean, I'd like to talk to one of you, one person where he goes, nah, nothing gets me, from social media, nothing, right? We talked about this in the last podcast with me and Justin and Jenna, where there's New York Times comes out with that working out is racist. What? What are you talking about? Working out is racist? Oh my God! Relax, guys. You got to work out. And so I have my conspiracy theories on what that is, but who gives a shit? That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm just saying there's these little things that keep firing you up. And I got to tell you, I'm out. Because look, you don't need that to fire me up. You don't need that to get me to be angry or frustrated. I'm angry and frustrated every morning of my life. And you go, why, Ian? Well, because fucking shit's frustrating. Things don't happen fast enough for me. My family is not as successful as I would like. I am not as successful as I would like. So I'm frustrated. I wake up every day fucking frustrated. Is that motivation? Not necessarily. It's probably a lack of motivation. But I push through, right? You do things that you enjoy. You find things that don't get you all fired up about some political bullshit, right? I love conspiracies. I do. But you got to stay away from it a little bit when you see some nonsense. It's really current nonsense, right? Like old nonsense, old dumb political shit. You can kind of look up and be like, "Wow, check that out." But when it is now, when time is now, it's a little disconcerting, isn't it? You got to stay away from it. I think that's a key. I think that's the key to a lot of things is putting your blinders on, being a little dumb, being a little ignorant to it all. Right? I mean, I think I do the best when I'm a little ignorant. When I'm not so in tune with the people, because I do enjoy human interactions. I do enjoy human behavior. Human behavior is interesting because humans are wild. Their brains go nuts. So it's fun to see how they react to things. Now, I'm not one of those over the top guys. I don't really like pranks and I don't like fucking with people. I don't really like that. But what I do enjoy is in conversation or something, throwing out a little something. I do enjoy to see reactions. And what I've been noticing, this is the one I've been talking about recently, but I've been overly nice to people, and it throws them for a loop. It kind of, you see a little tough guy walking by, see a dude with, tattoos all over his face, which, I'm just letting you know, guys, the guys with tattoos all over their face aren't the ones you got to worry about. I'm telling you. But what I'm saying is, they're kind of moving in a tough way. They're trying to be tough as they walk by you in the street, and I wave at them. Hello, super happy. Hey, how you doing? And then it's 99.9% of the quote unquote tough guys wave back, go, hey, buddy, how you doing? Right? They're incredibly happy to say hello to somebody. It's very interesting, right? It's very interesting. And I imagine you kind of even brighten up their day a little bit. So, because imagine that when they see me, probably I'm wearing a beanie. It's cold. Probably like, oh, fucking dude. I'm like, oh, hello, how are you? Right? And they go, oh, hi. They get super excited to have a positive interaction. Now, the hipsters of the world, the very spindly head in the phone, walking with head in the phone. When I say, oh, hello, how are you? I've been ignored, which is fine. It's okay. I've been, oh, hi, right? And they're so awkward. They're very awkward. They're startled by me. And I don't do it in a startling way. I know how to approach people. But as we're walking or walking the dog or something, and it is funny where, like, the big tough guy, quote unquote, the big tough guy, when I'm walking my dogs, like, hey, buddy, hey, and Baron's getting older, and they can notice that. And he says, hey man, how old is he? And I go, oh, he's 9. He's a beautiful dog. Oh, thank you, bro. And they move along, right? And we go about our business. The I guess we're calling them hipsters. We'll just call them hipsters here. You know who I'm talking about. They cross the street. They go around the car. They're afraid of my dog. They're afraid. They don't. You know what I mean? It's odd. It's an odd time, and I'm saying same age group. I'm not saying young kids. And it is funny. It's funny how it's a little backwards. You almost kind of would think like the tough guy would be like, "Oh, fuck your dog. What the fuck? Get out of my way. Get out of my way." They're not. They're, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" You know. As to where the spindly guys, "Oh God, I don't want to say hello to this person." You know. It's really odd, but it's very interesting in human interactions. You know, things have changed big time. Especially, yeah, I'm an adult. I'm a grown man now. Things are different. Things are odd politically. Things are odd socially. Handshakes have changed, right? Like handshakes. I am a handshake guy. I will shake your hand, you know, a normal shake, not a slap and a bump and an elbow. You get a handshake. Now we're doing fist bumps. Cool. Fist bumps are fine. I don't give a fuck. I like them. I'm used to doing fist bumps. We used to do that on stage all the time. My, band members. Good job. Bam. Boom. Fist bump. But it is odd when you go to shake a man's hand, there is a hesitation sometimes. Now, I guess, human interactions are silly anyways. Shaking of hands, right? A shaking of a hand is weird. I'm going to shake this as the stranger's hand. We're going to go palm to palm and grip. And there's something too, you get the overgripper. That guy sucks, man. The guy cracks your knuckles when he squeezes your hand. That guy sucks. Like, what are you trying to do? I'll slap the shit out of you. What are you doing? Or you got the really limp wrist. Ooh, that one's rough. I can't deal with that. Right? Or you got the I don't care, or they just gonna slap your hand or whatever. But the social handshake is very interesting. And now it's become a fist bump because of COVID. Wow, that's weird. Isn't that weird? A pandemic is what people call it. Have made it so you don't shake a man's hand. Whoa, man. And a lot of people won't hug. Remember, like at parties, "Hey, nice to meet you." You give a hug, which so far I haven't been turned down for the hug. If you're a chick, I give you a hug goodbye. That's how we work. Sorry. Huggy. That's where I come from. And if if we're not that close, I just say bye and walk away. Right. But it has changed. That's very interesting how that has changed how human interactions work. People don't want to talk to you as much. Now, I haven't noticed much of that anyways. I certainly don't think I go out as much as I used to. But, I mean, once the album's done and we're playing shows, you're around a bunch of people. But it's different when you're the entertainment. It is a little different. It's a little different when going out and you're the entertainment. But you're definitely shaking a lot of hands for sure. So I think when you're meeting, you definitely shake hands, I think, when it comes to entertainment. But it is odd. I am noticing there's a lot more fist bumps that are coming along our way, man. And the human behavior is interesting. So I'm going backwards, watching older movies, listening to older radio shows when I have that time. I don't listen to any new music. I think it's terrible. And I'm trying not to be that old guy, but I think the new music is horrendous. Now, some of the old guys are still putting out new shit. It's pretty good. But man, there's really no new artist that I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's great. And maybe I'm just that old guy now. Now, I don't know if I could say the same. My dad, our dad's like the same rock and roll almost. Or at least they understand how, of course, like some of the punk rock music I listen to, my dad's like, "What the fuck, dude?" Screaming. Like, I know, but it's good. It's good stuff, man. You know what I mean? I was listening to The Unseen the other day. God damn, that's good. The Casualties, it's incredible. It's good music. I don't give a fuck what you say. It's good shit. I love it. But I don't understand. I'm that guy now. I don't understand you. And I'm also that guy that goes, "I'm just hanging out with my crew. I only hang out with my people." Because it does seem that conversation does go stale, Of course, meeting new people in work and jobs and things, it's cool. It's so funny. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Episode 102. Cheers.